afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, family and friends. Once again, it's your boy Irvin, and it's 6 television out here in Port of Spain. And brothers and sisters, the conversation of the day is breakfast shed, breakfast shed, breakfast shed. So we have the responsible thing to do to come and do a little investigation. So we happen to be here. I mean, people kind of shy, they don't really want to be on camera, but I get any sentiments from brothers and sisters who are wrong. And based on what it is I understand, it looked like some form of slackness, some form of foolishness took place with this place. And based on what it is I am understanding is that it have boats. I don't know if you could show them the boats right now as we speak. We have boats coming here on a daily basis, at least 2 boats a day, offloading, backing and disembarking normal, so people going on and off the vessel. On top of that, the access is like the middle of Port of Spain. On top of that, I don't know if you can show them the building. Lovely. And the heights with it is, based on what it is people are saying on the ground in Port of Spain here, is that the amount of traffic that here used to have, they don't understand how the rent was allowed to climb this high. People are seriously confused and they are concerned. So my responsibility, as I say, I mean, $1.8 million in rent, $30,000 in lights. I think we have a responsibility as Trinbagonian citizens to make the responsible decision. So my thing is, that I think that had to rest on the shelf, because obviously if the vendors and them could pay the $1.8 million, they would be here today. If they could pay the $30,000, they would be here today. And obviously, place continue to be closed as they show them. To our Trinbagonian brothers and sisters, those of you actually used to control the breakfast shed, based on my understanding was that you was not evicted. A question was asked, and apparently your conscience was your guide, which I think is the responsible thing. But I think the direction going forward, when you look at this spot, when you look at this location, this is a prime location, this is a prime spot for businesses. What I see there, I'm looking at the government to make a little investment, do a little refurbishment, and put this place back on the market for brothers and sisters in Port of Spain, sorry, those who are actually interested in vending and paying their rent. You don't want to take nothing from nobody, but what I am seeing here, and based on what the ground is saying, it looked like a heavy complacence, a heavy laziness, a heavy being mama guy, and it looked like people utilize this location here as a political tool to always have votes. But what I believe was not taken into consideration is when you allow the vendors to vend without paying rent, brothers and sisters, the only votes that they guarantee is the vendors. You didn't use me here and think about the customers. At the end of the day, it is drastically disrespectful to know that people, families are tied up in this, and the conversation is that they did not pay their rent. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, again, it's your boy Irvin, and again, it's 6 television, and I just want to encourage each and every one of you all, based on how the
atmosphere here is really void. There's no activity, doors are locked. It's more or less dusty, uninhabited at this point in time. And like we say, here in recent past, the breakfast shed in Port of Spain used to be a place of much foot traffic, much activity on a day-to-day basis. As a matter of fact, if you leave in your house hustling in the morning and you know you don't have the time where you have business to do in Point Fortin or environs, and you don't have the time to prepare yourself a proper breakfast or get yourself a proper lunch, the breakfast shed was one of the favorite spots.
Yes.
Even for a cold beer, the breakfast shed was a go-to spot. So now that it's vacant, it's a very sad atmosphere here in Port of Spain. Nonetheless, the void will be filled. We await the relevant authorities to act speedily where this is concerned, because the public, I'm sure, is highly inconvenienced by the absence of the service and goods that used to be provided by the breakfast shed in Port of Spain. So we look forward in the very near future to seeing some results coming out, some changes being made, and just hope for the best for all parties involved in this matter. Thank you all very much, ladies and gentlemen.